Hey everyone, it's me, Donna, and yes, I am back to talk more about my new hospital, new cancer center, new nursing home, new rehab center, new library, new bookstore, new big hotel, new apartment buildings, all that type of thing. These ideas have been evolving. I've made other videos about it. If you want to, you can go check them out. But this is like new stuff. I'm going to kind of rehash some of the old stuff. But yeah, this is, excuse me. This is what I'm thinking about as of right now. So let's get into it. Okay. Right here is Highway 43. For those who may not know where this is, in Russellville, Alabama. Okay. Then there's a road called Highway 48 that crosses right through here, and there's like a red light in that area. In fact, let me zoom in on this stuff. Okay. All right. So right here is Highway 48, okay, and it cuts through Highway 43, okay. All right, and Highway 43 is a 4-lane. It's a main 4-lane going through the town, okay. All right. I have an idea, like right in here is like a large field area, but there's a little car wash back in here, but in my opinion, they can just knock that thing down or build a new one or move it to another location, however they want to do it. Not to knock the business, because I'm sure whoever's got it set up, I'm sure it's making them money or whatever, but maybe they can be bought out or can relocate or whatever. But the fact is, I feel like this corner right in here would be the perfect location to build a brand spanking new hospital. I just think it would be the perfect spot, okay? But, of course, I think it should be built like up on a hill due to the fact of flooding issues, because this area right in here kind of floods out a little bit, especially like right up here is where like the regular hospital is, the old hospital or whatever, which I've got it covered up right now with my new ideas, but it's located right in here, okay. Although it serves its purpose, I'm sure a lot of people are grateful, including me, that it's there, but it is old. It's been there for years. In my opinion, now, this is my opinion, okay, I feel like we just need to knock it down and build a brand spanking new hospital, okay. I feel like this can be done in quite a few different ways. There can be like a new 1-cent sales tax added, although I know this town is about taxed half to death because Alabama has a high tax rate on groceries anyway. In Russellville, Alabama, yeah, it's pretty high here as well. Okay. But if it's going for a good cause and it's something that we desperately need, we need a new hospital. We need new doctors in here. We need new medical equipment, to keep up with all these different things that are popping up. More and more people in this area have kidney disorders. I've noticed there's a huge issue with kidney disease, heart disease, cancer, all that type of stuff. And we need a facility that can handle that has all this new stuff, okay? And a place to where you want to come to and, get your treatment and everything. So that, that's just my opinion about it. But everybody's different. But anyway, okay. All right, right here could be the new hospital. Okay. Back behind it over here, this could be a new cancer center. Russellville right now, to my knowledge, does not have a cancer center. The Shows area does, Florence does, but Russellville doesn't, at least to my knowledge, okay? So I think this would be the perfect spot to pop up a cancer center, okay? It would beat having to go all the way to the Shoals area or all the way to Florence to get cancer treatment, okay? Okay, right here could be kind of like a temporary living quarters for new doctors coming in, okay? Like, you know, if we get doctors from out of state or out of country or whatever to deal with all this new state-of-the-art system that we've got going on, well, we want to accommodate them. And if they don't want to buy a brand new house right off the bat or whatever, well, the hospital can allow them to live in like an apartment thing right in here. You know, have it be pretty good size to where it can facilitate, you know, 4 or 5 new doctors coming in, maybe more, okay? That way they and their families can have a place to live, okay? Until they can get on their feet and decide where they actually want to live at, if they want to stay in this area, okay? Then beside it could be it's kind of like a hotel thing, but it's connected to the hospital, to where people who've got family members in the hospital, like if they don't want to stay in the hospital or they can't stay in the hospital, they can stay in this mini hotel for like half the price that they would any other hotel. Of course, it won't have great amenities or anything. It'll just be, you know, like one room with a bathroom and, you know, 1 to 4 beds or however, you know, they want to, like, you know, they can have like bunk beds or however they want to do it. But, you know, it's minimal, but yet it serves the purpose. It's a place to stay, a place to sleep. And that way you can be near your loved one and all that. And it's just, you know, at the back of the parking lot here. So that would be perfect. And it would bring in money for the hospital. And, you know, it will be taken care of and cleaned by hospital staff. You know, that type of thing. Okay, then back behind the hospital, right here can be the helicopter landing pad, okay? And then behind it can be the educational building, which I've discussed this in other videos. It would be a good place for the medical staff as well as the other staff members like housekeeping, dietary, you know, maintenance, whatever. They can have their meetings here. They can have like the big major meetings, like for the whole facility. They can get educated here if there's any yearly educational stuff that they need to do, or monthly, or, you know, every 6 months or however it is. They can do this education in this building. And hopefully this building will have, like, you know, the computers, new computers, you know, good seating, all that type of thing, good equipment for them to do their training and educational stuff, okay? So I just think that would be a good idea. You always want an educational facility to educate people instead of having staff have to use a computer within their department just to get their education and all that stuff. I just think that it's just better when it's hands-on. It's better when it's like in a meeting room. It just feels more official, and you feel like there's more opportunity to learn instead of people fighting over computers and who gets, you know, who's got time to use the computer while they're working or whatever. The hospital can set aside time for their staff to be to do their training and educational stuff in this building. Okay, all right, moving on. Okay, back in here could be like a little park. That way, people, you know, who have family in the hospital, if they have children or whatever, they can just go to the park and kind of blow off steam, like have their children to play or whatever, kind of stretch your legs, all that type of thing. And then also beside it could be like a running track. And then, of course, a little grassy area for people to hang out, put some benches or whatever within that. And then have a place for people to run around and get some exercise, especially like the doctors and nurses and, you know, the staff at the hospital. This would be perfect for them because, you know, a lot of times when you're working at a hospital or a medical facility, they talk a lot about getting, you know, physically fit. You know, they kind of push that, hey, you know, let's get physically fit, you know, and they want you to kind of partner up or buddy up and lose weight and, you know, exercise and all that type of thing. Well, this would be the perfect thing for that to happen. You know, there can even be times, you know, set aside for people to go and do a morning run or, you know, do physical exercise. Like the hospital itself, this would be cool, is if in the mornings, like before, you know, before people's shift starts or whatever, like maybe 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever, there can be certain people out here setting up times for people to do physical therapy, or, I mean, excuse me, PT. Physical training, like in the mornings, they can do like an exercise routine right here in the grassy area. You know, people can do jumping jacks, push-ups, whatever, before their shifts start. And it can be like a team type thing or whatever if they want to. It shouldn't be a forced thing. It can be, you know, completely voluntary. Okay. And then also people can run around the track or whatever and get them some exercise. And then they can go to work or whatever, or after work, or during your break, or whatever, you know. It will be there and be available for people to use, okay? All right. Also, it would be neat is if right in here, which I know I didn't do too good of a job drawing that out, but anyway, it'd be cool if there was like a little mini shopping outlet right in here, which it'd be nice if it was all connected, kind of make like a U shape or whatever, to where people can go and do some shopping and stuff. Even people from, you know, from the hospital or whatever can go over here and shop, you know, for different things and everything. I just think that would be a nice little touch to have that right there within, you know, people's reach, okay? Also, it would be neat is if there could be like a tunnel built that will lead from this right in here over to this area. It would kind of connect it up. It would be great for people, let's say people needing physical therapy, like, you know, like 2 or 3 weeks of physical therapy that you know they're going to be in a rehab facility, in which I'm fixing to move on to that. But it would be neat is if there was a tunnel, instead of having to get on the 4-lane and go through that or whatever, if the medical staff could, it might even be good to have it on up this way a little bit, could have their vehicles to go underneath in this tunnel to go up through and take people to the rehab facility right down here. I know that probably won't happen, but I just think it'd be kind of a neat idea. But of course, if they do build it, they will have to keep in mind the whole flooding issue. There will have to be trenches and, you know, grates and different things built that would allow good drainage for water flow when we get floods and everything. So definitely that would have to be considered and all that. And of course, it would probably be costly, so it probably won't never happen, but it's just an idea, okay? All right, right down the highway here. It would be neat is like where the old hospital currently is, just knock it down and build a pretty good size new hotel right here, right across the road from the McDonald's over here and this grocery store and all that, okay? I just think it would be wonderful. I think it would stand out and, you know, encourage tourism and all that for this area of the town, okay? And also people who might have loved ones in the hospital and either they don't want to stay in the mini hotel or it's full or whatever, well, then they have this hotel that they can go to, okay? All right, then over here, now we currently have nursing homes, and I'm not going to pinpoint them out, even though you might can kind of see them with the wording that's already, because this is a Google Maps thing, okay? But in my opinion, one of these nursing homes, the owner could, if they wanted to, move their facility to this spot right here and create a whole new nursing home with a lot more room. It could be both a nursing home and a like an assisted living thing. And the nursing home part could be in one or two of these buildings right here. And then the assisted living thing could be in the other part, okay? It could be fenced in to where you don't have to worry about people running away because, that's an issue with a lot of the nursing homes is the residents that are, not in their right mind wanting to escape. So it can be set up with like a big fence that's got a gate to where you have to know the code to get in and out of the gate and in and out of the facility as well. I just think that would be a good idea. And of course, plenty of parking space. But when you're thinking of the elderly, as I have stated in other videos, I think the space should be considered. I think there should be wide hallways, plenty of places for the elderly to go to do their bingo, their activities, watching TV. There should be a few different rooms set up for that instead of cramming everybody into a lunch room that accommodates all that. It would be nice if there were more rooms to accommodate that, to where they can do that and to where they can move around and even outside. There can be like it would be neat is if in the center of the building there can be like a grassy area with like a garden and places for them to sit down and enjoy themselves, and just other areas that they can go to sit and relax. And that way they're not so cooped and cramped up. And I just hate the thought of them being done that way. And unfortunately, a lot of nursing homes, when they were built a long time ago, and they're very, very tiny, and there's just not enough room for people to be able to do that. And I just think that needs to change. I think, they need to, just switch from those tiny buildings to a larger building that will accommodate that, okay? All right. Also in this area in here, there can be the rehab facility that I mentioned. Like if you're going to have to stay, a week or longer in rehab, like if you had major hip surgery or leg surgery or arm or whatever the case was, and you're going to need long-term care, there can be let me zoom in. There can be a facility built that will accommodate you to where you don't have to be in a nursing home. Even though the company that owns the nursing home could acquire the physical therapy. They could have both these buildings built. And like I said, one part can be the nursing home and assisted living. And then this building, a completely separate building, can be done for people that need rehab. And that way you can just focus on, getting better, getting up on your feet, and you're not stuck in a nursing home and all that type of thing, okay? I just think sticking people that need rehab in a nursing home is ridiculous. I don't like that idea because, when you're dealing with nursing home and the elderly, you're dealing with all kinds of conditions. It can be very unnerving for people that just want rehab to have to see and deal with that. It disturbs a lot of people. Although even in rehab, you're probably going to get people who are mentally challenged and whatever, but it's less likely than if you're stuck in a nursing home and you're seeing, the conditions and everything that nursing homes or that the elderly go through daily. You know what I mean? So I just feel like those things need to be separate. They can be owned by the same company and all that, but I think they need to be ran differently and separated, okay? That's just my opinion about it, I mean, my opinion and reality are some different things here, but that's just, that's how I feel about it, okay? All right, moving on, okay? And then right in here, there can be a new library built that would be state-of-the-art where you can go and check out books. Also, it can be set up to have an online thing to where you can pay like a small fee to where you can check out books and everything online. Okay, the cool thing is with the online books, there is no late fee or anything, because the book will just be after your time frame runs out. Like if you check a book out for a week or two or whatever, when the time limit runs out, then the book will just be zapped from your computer or your handheld device or whatever, and you can check out another one or whatever, But there can be like a fee involved, a small fee. That way the library makes money, but then there can also be the physical checking out of books as well, and that will involve a late fee if you don't bring your book back, okay? Also, there can be computers set up. You can pay to have time set up to use a computer, but of course keep in mind that everything will be monitored. There will be security cameras. What you do on that computer will be monitored, and you can be held liable if you do something wrong. If you make any kind of threats or do anything bad that you're not supposed to be doing using a public computer, they can find out who you are and get you, okay? Because you will have to have a library card. It can be like a new type of laminated or plastic library card. Everything will be linked up. So your computer time, all that stuff, all linked up. So they'll know who you are, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. But that would make some money for the library, is buying some time to use the computers. Hopefully to do your research or whatever, or you can watch YouTube videos, whatever, but as long as you don't abuse the policy, good. Okay, also you can do prints, like if you need like a bunch of copies made of stuff, you need things printed out, they can have a little area set up to where people can go do that. You can pay 10 cents or 20 cents or however much it costs, 15 cents, I don't know, however much it would cost to have your papers and stuff, whatever, even if it's just one sheet of paper, if you need to have it printed off, you can do that in this library. So that will be a way for the library to make money, okay? All right, also, there can be a bookstore, and who knows, maybe there can be things set up to where whoever does the library can own the bookstore, or however they want to do it, okay? And people can go in the bookstore and buy books. They can drink coffee. There can be like a little thing set up, a little coffee station area where they can, sit and drink their coffee. Wi-Fi station set up to where they can do all that, and it'd be a cool little bookstore that will offer all the newest, latest books of all different types of genres and all that. I just think that would be nice to have that located right there. So, yeah, okay. And then over here, there can be apartments set up like these. There's some houses over here. Some company can come in and buy out those houses and knock them down and put up good apartment buildings in that area. I think it would kind of build up the area and just, make things within people's grasps, to where, if you want to go to the library, you can go to the library, the bookstore, whatever. I think it would just kind of pick up, the town. Of course, we need more to pick up downtown, but even right here on the 4-lane, it would just be nice to kind of pick things up in this area as well, get commerce going, So, that's my latest ideas for that. I know I'm rehashing some of my old stuff, but I am adding new thoughts as well. Oh, and also right here, I almost forgot this. This could be like just a physical therapy building, to where if you want to do physical therapy on your own or whatever, it can be linked up with a hospital. And even this physical therapy, the rehab thing, it can either be linked up with a hospital or linked up with a nursing home, or all three. Like all of them can be all linked up, however, which naturally they will be anyway. Like even if this nursing home company owns it, they will have to work with the hospitals to get the patients and all that. So either way, it will be a money-making thing for all parties, okay? But also there can be this rehab, this physical therapy thing set up to where people can just come do their, daily physical therapy or weekly or whatever, after they get out of rehab, or if they just, need to have physical therapy. There can be a building set up for that, okay? So, which there already is, where the old hospital is, but if they're going to knock down the old hospital and rebuild everything, then they can just rebuild a brand new physical therapy building as well, okay? All right, and of course I think there's a church right in here, so I kind of went around it, and because I know people will be mad if you knock down a church or anything, unless they buy it out and knock it down and relocate the church or whatever. But I did, leave that area open because I don't want to upset anyone. But anyway, oh yeah, and also I kind of talked about this a little bit in another video, but it didn't show up too good. It kind of stalled out or whatever on me. When I was talking about redoing a parking lot, I'm just going to come out and say it. This parking lot where the IGA store is, and the hardware store and all that, which right here's the IGA, and then right here's the hardware store and all that. This parking lot is horrible. And right here's McDonald's. It is in horrible shape, which there may not be anything. I mean, financially, I don't know. I don't know who owns the land. I don't know who owns the parking lot or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, it is towed up. I mean, it's got all kinds of potholes and everything all in it. And, yeah, it's in really, really bad shape. And I feel like it needs to be redone. Like somebody needs to come in here and just redo this whole parking lot, and to where people can have good parking and all that. And I think it will look better for the town, and it's just better. Make more people want to come and shop in this area. So, yeah, but that's just my opinion about it, of course. I don't want nobody trying to sue me over or anything like that, but that's just my thoughts on it, okay? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.